Hello, everybody. Thank you for clicking on. I apologize. Little last minute communication there to make sure that we were going to have our guest tonight. Um, and I don't like the way this camera makes everything real fuzzy, even if I light it. There we go. All right. Hello, everybody. Again, thank you for clicking on. It is American Doofus channel. It's late night America, and we do thank you joining wherever it may be. Hello to Riddle Me This, Easily Distracted, Guy Bassett, Nurse D, Skater Dude, Oomph, and Mats. Hello. Hello to everyone, and those of you watching that aren't into the chat, hello to you as well. And again, just a little last second contact going on there to make sure our guest was going to be joining us. And with that being said, I'm going to jump right into our breaking news, get things started because I know our guest is coming up, and we're going to get him up here as quick as possible. Here's what's happening around the mainstream. Headlines from Reuters: control of the U.S. Congress still undecided as midterm vote counting continues. From the BBC: Ukraine war, Kyiv claims major gains as Russia exits Kherson. CNN: at least 2 reported dead as Nicole weakens to a tropical storm after striking Florida. There is still concern it gets out over the Gulf and re-strengthens. USA Today: election 2022 races remain undecided, and they still have live updates. WPTV: Nicole unearths possible burial ground on a Martin County beach. And according to Politico, House Freedom Caucus ties itself in knots over challenging McCarthy. Let's see, can we see what this says, or will this take us to a different, no, cool. All right. House Freedom Caucus ties himself in knots over challenging McCarthy. Remember, I said that there were those in the House that want Donald Trump to be Speaker of the House, and as a way of circumventing elections and getting him back into the presidency, because the Speaker of the House is number 3 in line of succession. This says Kevin McCarthy's fractious crew of pro-Trump conservatives openly debating whether to back his speakership dreams as it pushes for major House rules changes. How real of a rebellion the Freedom Caucus can muster when it has no alternative candidate yet is another question entirely. And it goes on to talk about various people that he has met with, and including Matt Gaetz and Marjorie Taylor Greene. So they are considering, and again, remember the outside possibility that alrighty, hold on a second. Okay, sorry, I'm getting texts. Okay, all right, thank you. So we will see what happens with the House speakership. McCarthy has already announced that he plans on taking things over, and that's what's going on as far as our mainstream. Now let's get to a couple of other things. I mentioned this last night. Louisville, Kentucky. Grandmaster Jay, the Supreme Commander of the NFAC, was sentenced yesterday to 7 years and 2 months. And here's a reaction to that sentencing.
And we also have a problem with relationships with the Louisville Metro Police Department. This city needs to heal. The judge had an opportunity to heal this city, but he decided not to. It sounds like the legal team is going to appeal, and we are in favor of appealing this case because a miscarriage of justice in Louisville, the Commonwealth of Kentucky, has taken place. And quite frankly, it's an embarrassment to all of our humanity in this city. They could be a great city. And right at the day after the election that we have elected a new mayor, a new...
Okay, that is from, this video is from Maxwell Mitchell, Maxwellmitchell. There it is right there, Maxwell Mitchell on Facebook. If you'd like to watch the rest of the video. But she says in here that the appeal process will be underway, and that is my understanding as well. And I just want to read this. I want to read this and draw attention to this from Maxwell. His comment on this. There's a lot that I could type here, and usually I try not to type anything at all. But after reading your comment, felt I needed to type something. Grandmaster Jay is far from a thug on the street, and after learning about each and every variable, and again, if you want to get more in depth on this, go to Maxwell Mitchell. If you're on Facebook, you ought to be following Maxwell Mitchell anyway. One of the most talented live streamers in the country, in my opinion. So, okay. I got a couple other things to get through here real fast, and then we will bring our guest up for the night. Again, thank you all for clicking on. For some reason, it's a little... I was back here early, and most times when I'm back here early and ready to go, then all of a sudden, right as I'm ready to go, things start going... start taking left-hand turns, so to speak. So here we go. We are going to go down our Twitter scroll. Hang on a second. I got a tweet from somebody I need to take. Oh my gosh. All right. Arizona Senate race, 72% of the vote now in. Incumbent Democrat Mark Kelly leads by over 106,000 votes. So we can pretty much safely probably say Arizona is going to stay in the Democratic column. And I told you, starting in, it's probably been a week and a half ago now, the three Senate races that it was going to come down to were going to be Georgia, Pennsylvania, and Arizona. So Arizona Nevada. And because I expected Arizona to safely be in the Democratic side, and it appears to be, it's just a matter of getting their votes counted. So Nevada's going to go Republican. Pennsylvania has gone Democrat. So now that will come down to Georgia and the runoff in Georgia. And this is the Nevada count. As of an hour ago, it looks like about 15,000 as the lead there. So that, yeah, 13,000. So that is the Nevada race, and again, the ballots still being counted there. This is something I definitely wanted to make sure that we paid attention to. Bill Fulton, Bill's former guest of the show, you can see his comment to this. This is the head of the American First PAC, AFPAC. Following the election, quote, "We need a dictatorship We need to take control of the government and force the people to believe what we believe. Marjorie Taylor Greene, Paul Gosar headlined the America First PAC yearly event. And let's just listen for ourselves here.
You got to recognize the fact that this is a godless country. I hate it. It's immoral, it's wrong, it's heinous, it's evil. But this is an evil country. And this country will surprise you with how evil it is. And that's why you got to get this out of your head that there is some silent majority cavalry that's going to come out of the woods and save us at the last minute. It's not. When we meet the left on the battlefield and they outnumber us like 5-1, that's it. But the point is, when you look at these things like abortion, it's popular. People like abortion. Hate it, but it's true. And you can thank the Jewish media for that. Abortion's popular. Sodomy's popular. You know, being gay is popular. Being a feminist is popular. Sex out of wedlock is popular. Contraceptives are, it's all popular. That's all. That's not to say it's good. That's not to say I like that. Popular means the people support it, which they do. And it sucks, and it is what it is, but that's why we need dictatorship. That's unironically why we need to get rid of all that. We need to take control of the media or take control of the government and force the people to believe what we believe, or force them to play by our rules and reshape the society.
I'm going to hop back over here in the comments for just a minute. Did y'all see that? Sup, Hellraiser. Hello, Max Flower. Hi, LePreux. Hey, Seeds. Hello, Mater. Hot Mess. Summer, thank you for being here. GA from CA. Hello, hello, hello. Yeah, that's who that is, Nick Fuentes, American First. Did you all see that? I'm going to play it one more time here. I just wanted to make sure that, you're paying attention to it and you weren't fighting amongst yourselves, and you're missing this important message. And I believe that it is an incredibly important message. I'm going to play it again, and this time I'm going to add commentary.
You got to recognize the fact that this is a godless country.
It's not a godless country. There are a lot of people in this country that believe in God. There are a lot of people in this country that believe that church and state, church and government should be separated. Still believe in God, just believe that the government ought to also recognize that there are those that don't believe in God, and government should be for everybody. When depending on the definition of God, kind of defines who is going to be supporting that definition of God. So there is an incredible problem with the opening statement. Okay, and in case you didn't get it, there's a lot of evil and wicked stuff goes on in this country, and to blame it on anybody that's not you, that's kind of crazy. But remember that there are people that believe in God, believe in our country, and believe that other than asking for God's blessing, what your interpretation of God is should have nothing to do with how the government runs for all of us. And obviously people like this person on our screen right now does not get that. In his reality, in his world, if we do not all think exactly like him, we should be forced to think and behave like him. Incredibly dangerous, in my opinion. Now, one of the problems with democratic people, some democratic people, is they think they're smarter than everybody else. And In many cases, they are. But the problem with that is they see this and they think this is just talk. Nobody's going to take this serious. How many people watch this AF? How many times is this going to be replayed? How many people are thinking the exact same way this guy is thinking? We know a lot are because they want to make Trump king.
I hate it. It's immoral, it's wrong, it's heinous, it's evil.
It's just your particular individual judgment.
But this is an evil country. And this country will surprise you with how evil it is. And that's why you got to get this out of your head that there is some silent majority cavalry that's going to come out of the woods and save us at the last minute. It's not.
I don't know who has that in their head, but okay.
When we meet the left on the battlefield and they outnumber,
It's not if, when. When we meet the left on the battlefield. This guy's not going to go to any battlefield. You know, this guy probably has to have somebody stand outside the door to make sure he's safe so he can go in and go pee in the men's room in public. This guy ain't going to be on any battlefield. He's trying to convince anybody that'll listen to him that they're going to be on a battlefield, and that's asinine. But it's a huge problem, and it's something that if we don't look at it, is going to bite us all in the butt. Can't have our heads in the sand to pretend like this stuff's just going to go away. This stuff has to be addressed and has to be dealt with, in my opinion.
Like 5-1, that's it. But the point is, when you look at these things like abortion, it's popular. People like abortion, hate it, but it's true. And you can thank the Jewish media for that.
Thank the Jewish media for liking abortion. Do I have this turned down? No, I got him all the way up. All right. We can thank the Jewish media for abortion. I'm just going to leave that there.
Abortion's popular. Sodomy.
Abortion is not popular. People that are faced with the people are faced with that decision. It's not just an alternative to birth control, and that's it. And that's the way they want it looked at. They meaning people like the guy on our screen. A woman's right for bodily autonomy is, in my opinion, medical decisions being made by that woman and her medical providers, not by politicians, not by insurance companies. Because, again, I pointed this out last night. Pat McAfee, very popular internet personality, former punter for the Indianapolis Colts, opened up about the struggles he and his wife had, having to have 2 pregnancies terminated, or it would have cost his wife her life. And now they have a double rainbow baby into the second trimester, and I personally hope that that baby is incredibly healthy and just the first of however many the McAfees want to have. But the point is, people like this put it into the heads of the average person that it's nothing but a form of birth control, and that's not true. Then they try to use statistics to back all that up, and those aren't true. Just keep that in mind, and especially if you're on the right, and you get caught up in the, well, yeah, this guy's right, because that can happen. That's why we always say on here, think. If you're not thinking for yourself, somebody else is controlling your thoughts. And this guy's controlling a lot of people's thoughts. And that's scary.
is popular, being gay is popular, being a feminist is popular.
Being gay is not popular. Being gay is, I would imagine, incredibly hard because of the stigmatisms, because of the barriers, because of the hurdles, because of the ostracizing that comes from family and friends and coworkers and employers and just jerks on the street.
Popular, sex out of wedlock is popular, contraceptives are, it's all popular. That's all. That's not
Contraception, contraception is popular. Um, Sex is popular. Hey, uh, this guy doesn't have sex, right? If I remember right, so that's his claims. So that's how he justifies taking that position. And if I don't know. Um, I was going to make a joke here, but this is too serious. I'm just going to pass.
to say it's good. That's not to say I like that. Popular means the people support it, which they do.
I support sex as good. So if that makes me one of those people,
And
that wasn't a
and it
joke.
sucks, and it is what it is. But that's why we need dictatorship. That's unironically why we need to get rid of all that. We need to take control of the media or take control of the government and force the people to believe what we believe, or force them to play by our rules and reshape the society.
By the way, I'm just going to put this up here right now for the moment in case. Yeah, what he just said, it's in here. I wrote it in 2016, and you can get it on Amazon, or you can hit me up in an email, americandufus@gmail.com, and for a $25 donation, I will send you, that includes shipping and handling, I will send you an autographed copy. Just let me know what you want the inscription to read. And I wasn't planning on doing that until it just dawned on me, man, that's almost word for word what is said in my book. So we thank William, Bill Fulton. We thank Bill for sending that along. And again, we got a guest coming up in just a few minutes. Let me finish our rundown. China's reported 10,729 new coronavirus cases. Coronaviral cases, the biggest one-day increase since April. So hopefully that we've got to keep an eye on that, because we know what happened to the supply chain and how things got backed up the last time China had a major coronavirus outbreak. Okay, South Korea to sell 100,000 artillery shells to the United States. Reloaded on me. Sorry about that. Okay. There we go. South Korea to sell 100,000 artillery shells to the United States for the first time. This comes from the Wall Street Journal. We are, and I'm not showing this to you, but I apologize for that. I will show it here now. We are the largest military industrial complex in the world, and we're buying ammo from South Korea. South Korea to sell 100,000 artillery shells to the United States. I wonder, did I not show? Did I not show that? Sell it to the audiobooks. Okay. I just popped over to the chat real quick. I'm not sure. I think I played that, but I'm not sure if I did or not. Anyway, let me get back running through here. In Los Angeles, Bass cuts into Caruso's slim lead. And again, that one is down to just about 5,000 votes. What was trending earlier was major announcement was trending. And logged in to see major announcement trending, realized it was Trump with his malarkey. That's what Biden is supposed to be saying. This is Dank Biden for those that hadn't seen him before. And I just thought this was funny. Cat hitting former president on top of the head. Some of the stuff people create on the internet. This is a little bit concerning, not quite as concerning as calling for a dictator, but this came from Trump today. News Corp, which is Fox, blah, 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 blah. I'll leave this up here for just a second for those that want to read it real quick. Because I want to get, I'm going to show the whole thing just for the fact that so it's all up here, and then I've got something I've got to point out. Okay, here we go. Right here. Okay, for blah 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 blah. You know, the star of the Democrat Party, blah blah blah, who later revealed he. Okay, whatever. Fixed his campaign. Okay, he also. This is Trump tearing into DeSantis already, the day after the election. I also fixed his campaign, which had completely fallen apart. I was all in for Ron, and he beat Gilliam. But after the race, when votes were being stolen by the corrupt election process in Broward County, and Ron, again DeSantis, was going down 10,000 votes a day, along with now Senator Rick Scott, I sent in the FBI and the U.S. attorneys. And the ballot theft immediately ended just prior to them running out of votes necessary to win. I stopped the election from being stolen. No, you stole the election, and you're admitting to it in your own tweet. I sent in the FBI and the U.S. attorneys to stop the ballot count. He just, the old saying, you give somebody enough rope, they'll hang themselves, and at times it proves true. So here's the rest of it, just for full disclosure. Ron DeSanctimonious is playing games. Fake news asked him if he's going to run. I'm only focused on the governor's race, blah, blah, blah. This is just like 2015 and 2016, a media assault, which he calls collusion, when Fox News fought me to the end until I won, and then couldn't have been nicer or more supportive, blah, 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 blah. So I just wanted to point that out. And again, Bill, if you're watching, let some people know that tweet is out there if they don't know, and he's pretty much incriminated himself. Where are we at here? Trump is making a major announcement November 15th. And I want you to hear it here in his own words, and the way this has been released.
I'm going to be making a very big announcement on Tuesday, November 15th, at Mar-a-Lago in Palm Beach, Florida. We want nothing to detract from the importance of tomorrow. I'm going to meet.
So there is going to be a major announcement, and what in the world could it be? Could it be that he's going to announce he knew he lost the whole time? Probably not. The New York Post is ripping hard into Trump, and he doesn't like that. He gets really upset, and that was in another one of his tweets. Don, who couldn't build a wall, had a great fall. Can all the GOP's men put the party back together again? We're going to see that a lot of the people in the Republican Party, they got what they wanted from him. They got his supporters that did vote. They got his supporters that voted to come out and vote. That's all they really wanted from him. And now that that's over, you're going to see a split. You're going to see Trump supporters, and you're going to see people trying to put the Republican Party back together again. That's why I had that up there. Here's what. Let me get up here. Here's what Trump pushes himself as the stable genius. Just hours before the election, as we reported last night, Trump said that he should get all the credit if Republicans won, and if they lose, I should not be blamed at all. Added that as far as he's concerned, very good candidates, but if they fell short, they will blame everything on me, which a lot of them are doing. Trump didn't specify who they were, but anyway, GOP insider told Fox on Wednesday, if it wasn't clear before, it should be now. We have a Trump problem. And this is from the Republican insider, and I've been hearing it too. Donald J. Trump faced unusual public attacks from across the Republican Party on Wednesday after a string of midterm losses by candidates he had handpicked and supported, a display of weakness as he prepared to announce a third presidential campaign as early as next week, November 15th. As the sheer number of missed Republican opportunities sank in, the rush to openly blame Mr. Trump was as immediate as it was surprising. And just in case you're wondering where this stable genius thing came in, right down here, culminated in a message when Trump insisted he did a great job in the midterms, concluding, remember, I am a stable genius, end quote. He complained, basically the article tells us that he blamed everybody from Oz to, here he blames Oz. He complained that Oz wasn't enough of an election denier, and that Fox News is insufficiently loyal. Fox News is not loyal enough to Trump. And he blamed his wife. It's going to be interesting how all that plays out, and it is going to make some great content. Let me put, I'm pretty sure our guest is out here. Let me drop this link in here. This is just for our guest only, and click on that, and I will get you up in here, and we will talk for a little bit. interfering in a state election with federal agencies. He's crazy or he's lying. Yeah, Max. And I don't think he's lying. I just think he is so caught up that he didn't realize what he was putting out there until he put it out there. We'll see if it gets retracted. We'll see if anybody else pays any attention to it. But I read it and I was like, wait, what? Wait, what? You sent the FBI and you sent U.S. attorneys in to stop a vote count because somebody else, because the votes were being counted in an area that was more Democrat than Republican, and the margin was shrinking. So in order to preserve a victory, you sent the FBI and you sent U.S. attorneys in to stop them from counting the votes. That's what he says. That's what he says he did. Now he's either insane or he criminally interfered in an election with federal agencies in a state election. Crazy. And I think he did it. And I think he just doesn't realize that somewhere, sometime, he's going to get held accountable for one of these things. And once he gets held accountable for one of them, or somebody under him is going to get held accountable for something and going to rat him out big time. Again, if you are in here, True, I got did I put it up? There we go. I just posted the link. So Marco Rubio for VP. Oz was a terrible candidate. Republicans didn't want to vote for him. I won't discount that at all. Ruth, thank you for being here. Hi, Leva. Teal Ladybug. When President Trump was in office, we had peace and prosperity. We also had a massive amount of COVID. And we didn't really have peace. We had a whole bunch of troops in Afghanistan. We also had a lot of people in the black community that felt like their people were getting disproportionately killed by police officers, and until it was displayed on a live stream, people didn't believe it was happening. So there are different ways to view what happened when he was in office. We did have a higher, we had a much higher stock market. Fetterman will be the next president. No, I really hope not, Lonnie. DeSantis cheated. It's starting to sound like Trump cheated for DeSantis. All right. Without further ado here, because I've been on here 45 minutes. Are you here with me, man? You hear me?
Hey, Shalom, Barry. How you doing, man?
Peace, brother. How are you?
Hey, I'm blessed. I'm blessed. Big chilling, toes wiggling. Day off. Hard work all week.
Okay, I wanna share something here, just real quick to kind of get this, to give this just a little bit of setup.
Right, right.
Okay, this is just doing a search, Kanye Kyrie, on YouTube, and disturbing anti-Semitic social media posts by NBA star. Minister Louis Farrakhan delivers a strong message. Kyrie and Kanye really that dumb? So I just wanted to put that up there to let everybody know that if you haven't been paying attention, there has been major backlash to just basically opinions, if I'm not wrong,
Right.
Opinions by Kanye West and Kyrie. They haven't done anything violent. They haven't cost anybody any money. They haven't made any
Nick,
threats
Nick,
of violence or anything, as far as I know. They
Nick,
just expressed
Nick
their.
Cannon. My bad. Nick Cannon. A couple more
Who,
so-called.
okay, who else? Who else is in this? Who else has been caught up in this for their opinions?
I mean, there's a list, but I mean, it's a click of a button. I mean, but just to scrape the tip of the iceberg. I mean, Ice Cube, you know, Kendrick Lamar, J. Cole. Um, I mean, so many. Jay-Z. I mean,
Wow.
I mean, so many.
Okay,
But go
but
ahead, my bad, Barry.
all right, but okay. Why, if why are we just hearing about Kanye and Kyrie? Did they have they done something that the others haven't, or is it that just timing, or what's going on?
Well, Kanye's not saying sorry. Like Nick Cannon, for example. You know, he said, I'm paraphrasing him. I can't quote the man word for word, but at the end of the day, how could uh, how could I be anti-Semitic when I'm really a Jew? You're Jewish. You're like me. To be ish means to be like, but you know, black people are really Jews, and I mean, we're not trying to take nothing from you. We just want to claim our nationality, something that's been taken away from us, and you know, we just now we can read. Now we're not getting we're not going through mass genocide. We're not, you know, now we're actually where we can learn and we understand that we have some hard-headed ones that could care less about learning and we're not worried about them, you know. Like the Bible would say, you're a Gentile. If you want to keep on killing each other and you want to keep on with the pillaging of each other, something that the oppressor has set in place for us to kill each other. You know, if you want to keep on doing that, then we're not too worried about you, you know. But if you want to learn your true nationality, you know, through the Bible, through archaeology, history, science, everything that is in place, knowledge is power. I remember singing that song when I was a kid in elementary. Knowledge is power. I know what I know. The more you learn, the further you grow. There was just a certain few. This is the last I want to say because I know I need to hear what you got to say. There was just a certain few of people that died, got their eyes, tongues, ears, everything, you know, physically cut out just to learn how to read, teach. And as I told you earlier, I now know it wasn't not to learn to read Green Eggs and Ham by Dr. Seuss. It was not to learn to read the Bible and to learn our true identity, which is now being exposed, and it's out there.
Okay, so basically, are we talking about black Hebrew Israelites? Is that the wrong? And I know, man, I hate labels as much as anybody,
No, but
but
you're not wrong, and I don't know what you're gonna say, but just from what you're saying, I think I'm gonna touch on what you're saying. The term Black Hebrew Israelite, um, black is a color, obviously. If just a question, if the Hebrew Israelites are of color, um, black is just a blanket term.
right.
There's a lot of different nationalities: African, Asian, Japanese. There's a lot of different ethnicities that look like me.
Mm-hmm.
That don't make you an Israelite. There's a lot of Israelites that look just like you.
Okay. All right. That's kind of what I'm getting at. And I'm glad you said it that way, because there's first of all, in the white community, there's always going to be fear. There's always going to be misunderstanding. There's always going to
Can I
be
ask why? Can I ask why?
because a lot of times we don't see conversations like you and I are having, my man. Anytime I have a strong black man on here talking, no matter what the subject is, it's incredibly important because white people don't see a black man and a white man having decent conversations and learning from each other,
Damn right.
in my opinion.
I mean, I'm right there with you.
Okay. All right. So that's why I say that there's going to be fear, there's going to be ignorance in the white community because we're going to reach maybe 3 or 4 thousand people once this is all said and done, but there's a hell of a lot more that aren't going to hear or even ever take the opportunity to hear and understand. So we gotta try to do this as best as we can, in my opinion.
Hey, I've been with you from day one. So
I think weren't you on the channel on January 6th when or at least part of
this,
one of those
this is
broadcasts?
the first time I've actually been on your channel. I mean, I was heavy in the chat and whatnot, and we was on the phone and whatnot, and
Yeah.
I was kind of busy. And just to let you know, I am now 100% free.
Awesome.
I'm not on probation or nothing. I'm on no terms. I've been free for about 4.5 months now. So
Awesome, brother. Glad to hear that. I'm
once
glad to hear
again,
that.
big
Yeah.
chilling, toes wiggling.
Yeah. Yeah. Let's keep it that way.
Yeah, no.
Yeah. All right. So I mean, I kind of understand. There are going to be members of the black community in all ethnic ethnicities. Is that right? That the black community is not just a monolithic entity. There are black Israelites, there are black Asians, there were black Native Americans, correct?
Well, what I represent, what you know, is the ISUPK and what stands for the Israelite School of Universal and Practical Knowledge.
Okay.
The term black, I see it as a blanket statement. We know Israelites, and according to the Bible, according to the Most High and Christ, Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shah, Yahweh being the Most High God, Bahashim, which means in the name of Christ, Yahweh Shah, also known as Jesus. We know that you are of the lineage of your father. You are of the seed of your father. And there's plenty of examples of it. Just one being when Moses was taking us out of Egypt. So the term black, a lot of people get it confused. So I'm just letting you know from my point of view, we know Israelites. You brought up the natives. The natives are the natives here in America. They are of the tribe of Gad. They are Gadites.
Okay. All right. So you're saying that we're going all the way back to the dispersal of the tribes of Israel and literally biblically the Bible literally says dispersed to all ends of the earth.
Prophecy has been fulfilled when it comes to and through the transatlantic slave trade. being one of the tribe of Judah. But if you also look, I have one of the captains, and the ISUPK has been up since 1969. Under Commander Jerry Yohana, out of 1 West Harlem, New York, 125th Street, and we are not affiliated with any other Israelite group. Every Israelite group, including the information that we're speaking on right now, Kanye West and Kyrie Irving. No Black, Hispanic, and Native Indian has even thought to even know their true identity if it wasn't for Commander Jerry Yohana and the ISUPK since 1969. In the Black community, we have a big problem of learning something as big as the truth. And just like in the Bible, when people learn the truth, Israelites learn the truth, they did wrong with it. You know what I'm saying? And all we do in the ISUPK is try to bring Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians to know their true identity, to follow these laws, statutes, and commandments that was given to Israel and no one else. And it's one of the hardest things out here. But I'm gonna go ahead and let you get back to what you were getting to. It's
Okay, let's
in them times.
let's just try to alleviate the biggest fear, which is going to be this is a black supremacist group that hates all white people and wants to kill everybody that doesn't look like them.
So, what's your background in the church, Barry?
I was a pastor of the United Methodist churches for about 15 years, and I was raised in the United Methodist Church and went to United Methodist Seminary.
So, does God love everybody?
That's what we're taught. And
I'm asking you. I know you know a little bit about the ISUPK and what us Israelites.
Just man, not enough to speak on it. That's
Okay,
why I was so.
So what you know, does God love everybody?
I'm going to say yes.
Did God? Okay. Do you have?
Now there are, according to the Bible, the Jewish people are the chosen people, and they are God's people. So, does He love everybody equally? I don't know as I can say that.
Okay.
As far as biblically, okay.
Oh, right. So
Yeah.
just just biblically just biblically, and we're talking in love and spirit. That's it.
Yeah.
That's why I came on. That's why I came on here, because I know you have a spirit upon you, and you're not just a political figure.
Not at all. Yeah.
I know you ain't gotta tell me. And I know you've heard this before. So do you have the scriptures?
I don't have them in front of me.
Okay. Well, there's a couple in the old and the new. I'll just go to well, just to paraphrase while I'm going to it, just to give it to whoever. Romans 9, verse 13, as it is written, Jacob have I loved, Esau have I hated. And just to take it all the way back to before Jacob and Esau was even born, it gave a very good description on who Esau was. He was born red. And what I believe is, you could see he didn't have melanin. That's why he was blessed to the mountains. And he was born hairy. Twin brother, but the angel that the Most High Yahweh sent told her you have two different nations within you. And the older shall serve the younger, which was asked backwards, because when birthrights, especially way back in the days, birthrights really meant something to blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. You know, and that's known through history.
Right.
It was confusing for her to be told her older sons are going to be serving the younger. And just the story on Jacob and Esau, once again, it was, do you believe God can hate? Do you believe God hates? And through Esau and Jacob's life, even before Esau and Jacob was born, it was prophesied. The oppressor of my people, from the line of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, the oppressor of my people, which have been the Edomites. You pick who you want the Edomites to be, but you can go through history, archaeology, science. Throw the Bible away if you want to. Throw the Bible away if you want to. If you want to go through history and see who the Edomites are, but if you want to pick the Bible up, you're going to know that the Edomites are the oppressor, just like the Africans, the Hamites. When it comes to blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, I didn't write the book. We're speaking spiritually now. We're speaking from scripture. Outside of Israel, if you can tell me, Barry, where the Bible was written to any other nation outside of Israel, if Christ didn't come for any other nation outside of Israel, the most oppressed people, let's keep that in mind. Let's keep that in mind. And let's keep it in mind that I don't in the ISUPK, we know that hell is a mind state. We know hell is a condition. And I can't see, and I don't even care. You can see it. But if anybody in the world can tell me who's been more oppressed than blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians to this day, to the point where you can't even read a book, you can't even be a point guard that makes the all-star. You can't even be someone like Kyrie Irving and share something that's sold on Amazon. Do you hear them giving any backlash to Amazon for selling the book?
Yeah, I don't think the book's been taken down.
But do you get my point? And I'm gonna let you go ahead.
No,
my bad being long-winded. My bad.
No, that's the whole, man. That's the whole purpose of this. True, is because if we don't have conversations like this, then there's going to be. I mean, I've got tons and tons of questions. We're not going to be able to do this in one episode, but so actually, with that being said, we've already gone over an hour. How does the traditional view is that the Jewish community is not a melanated community.
The Ashkenazis and the Khazar, no, they're not.
Okay, all right.
The people that are in Israel, the people that are in the Holy Land right now in Jerusalem, no, they are not. You get it from me. I'm going to tell you raw. They are of the synagogue of Satan.
The people that are in Israel right now
are of the synagogue. They are the Ashkenazis and the Khazars. They are the Jewish. And to be ish means to be like.
Like. Okay.
You know, to be a true Jew, you know, that's where you get your, you know, people always say, what religion are you? What religion? I'm not religious. I was born a Christian. Okay. Let's get that very understood. I was born a Christian. I prayed to I prayed to a white Jesus. You know what I'm saying? I'm biracial, by the way. Once again, I'm biracial. My mother is white, but according to the Bible, according to the Most High, and how how it's laid out in the scriptures, how the Most High sees things, you are of the seed of your father. You know what I'm saying? And it's straight like that. You know, I like to use Bob Marley for instance. You know, if he was really a Jamaican, which is a Benjamite of the tribe of Benjamin, you know, his father would have to be, but no, his mother is a Benjamite. His father is an Edomite, is a white man. That excludes him. People always say we're about colorism. Once again, one of my great officers above me, one of my superiors, his complexion, he's whiter than you, Barry. You know,
Yeah.
but his situation is kind of like mine. You know, mother a white woman, his father is a native. You know what I'm saying? That makes him a Gadite. You know what I'm saying? Of the tribe of Gad. You know, you have 12 tribes of Israel. We know that the Haitians are of the tribe of Levi, which Moses was. We know that we know Judah, the so-called Negro. We know Gad, the so-called Native Indian. We know Issachar, the so-called Mexican. We know Simeon, the so-called Dominican. You know, I mean, we have just ISUPK.com. You can see the breakdown of the 12 tribes, and through archaeology, history, science, and especially the prophecies of the Bible, you can see who in the Lord's eyes who you are.
Interesting. And we, for those watching, those viewing, you know, we got to keep an open mind about all this. This is, you know, we're not, the channel is not saying any of this is fact. We're not saying any of it's fiction.
Right.
We are listening to um, a unique perspective, and probably listening to a a very good explanation of a philosophy that we might otherwise not ever have any clue of what's being represented. And I thank you for doing that. You know,
Hey,
the
like I told you, man. Hey, if we
the
could be in a world where we can have this dialogue, and I feel like that's what you're fighting for, man. So
it is. It is
I'm,
exactly what I'm fighting for.
hey,
That
I don't know when's the last time you said it, but hey, EAR.
yeah. For those that don't know, EAR is end all racism, and it would be, man, would it be a better place if we could do that? Um, and we might have to revamp that and bring that back, because one of the one of the reasons we didn't do what we wanted to do with it was because it became very dangerous very fast, um, and because we didn't feel like we could end racism in a country that wouldn't admit racism existed.
Right,
So, you know, but
right. It's a lot of people can complain about a lot of things, but at the end of the day, once again, Commander Junior Hunter's been letting blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians know with all the proof in the world. I mean, we're even though the Bible says, you know, get on the corner and speak to the wind, basically, you know, speak
hmm
to the wind, and that's what we do every Saturday. You know,
okay.
in Jamaica, Haiti, the UK. Commander Junior Hunter's been doing this since 1969. You know what I'm saying?
hmm
And letting everybody. So to really be a multi-millionaire, to really have a huge platform, um, and you know, people like Kyrie Irving and people like Kanye West, they're known for being very outspoken. You know, think of all the things that they have done. Think of all the outspoken thoughts Kanye has put out there.
hmm
damaging towards other Hollywood figures and this, that, and the third. Yo, at the end of the day, we're speaking on the truth that is going to resurrect Christ, and we know that Christ is our only Savior, as it is spoken in the Bible. But people are going to get oppressed for speaking the truth. Millionaires, billionaires, the broke down. You know, the truth is going to set us free, and to have these powerful figures to have literally read the wrong book and speak truth to power, just like Grandmaster Jay did, and now he's serving 7 years. Speaking truth to power, there's going to be enough. There's going to be enough of God's chosen. There's going to be enough of God's bloodline, His chosen bloodline, going through hell, which we have been the most oppressed, and we still are to this day. And if the proof ain't in the pudding, then you ain't got a taste bud on your tongue. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. How do because you mentioned Esau, how do and there are a lot of there are a lot of members of what we, and I know you don't like this term, and I totally get why. Members of the black community that are following an Islamic faith. How do they view you and your organization, and how does your organization view them?
Well, Islam has oppressed Israelites, the Africans. I mean, read the book of Exodus. The Egyptians oppressed us. The African culture, Islam, Egyptology, damn Islam. Okay. I don't mean to be too hateful, because I do have right around the corner some Islamic people, brothers that I so-called grew up with, but they know I'll say damn Allah, all that. That I know that Islam got their culture, got their ways. The Hamites and all that, they got their ways from Israelite culture. The Arabic language is a stem off of the Lashon Kodash, is a stem off of the Hebrew. You know what I'm saying? They are our oppressors. The Islam has oppressed Israel, and they are a heathen nation, according to me and according to what I know. According to the true Jews, the Israelites, the heathen nation of Islam has oppressed the Israelites. Damn them. And my bad. That's all I got to say about them.
Okay. All right. And we hadn't talked about this before in the past, and but I just kind of felt like this was something that was going to come up in the chat. Somebody was going to ask, and I'd go ahead and get it out there. So we'll go over here to the chat for a second. Patricia wants to know, what tribe do you identify with?
I am of the tribe of Judah.
The tribe of Judah.
Yes, and according to my father and his father and his father's father through a transatlantic slave trade, I am of the tribe of Judah, and a so-called African American, and my ancestors were a part of the slavery and a part of the building of this plantation. And the Africans sold after my people had to escape Israel and go to Egypt and then get put into West Africa, and then from West Africa through the transatlantic slave trade over to here. Yes. I'm of the tribe of Judah.
People don't understand that, and they're going to understand even less with history getting whitewashed, so to speak, in the schools. But people don't understand the history of slavery. Slavery is not just an American sin. It's not just the cotton fields of the South. Slavery has been going on. People have been bought and sold as far back as we can see human history.
Speaking on the Arabs, they had more slaves than the white man. They sold us. The Africans, they had more slaves than the white man. They sold us to the white man. And whoever got a C+ in history knows that.
Yeah. Yeah, but they're going to be doing away with any discussion. You're not going to be able to talk about slavery in schools.
Oh, critical race theory.
Right. Right. Is what you are talking about an example of erasing a critical race theory that has tried? I mean, are you telling us that the history that we know and the Bible that we know, that there has been an erasure, if you will, because primarily of the white people wanting to be dominant? Is that a simplistic look?
So about 2-3 minutes ago, you brought up the word whitewashing, right? Did you?
I did. Yeah, whitewashing the black history, including slavery. And is that what has happened, in your opinion? Because there are going to be a lot of people that say, "Oh, what he says isn't biblical. What he says isn't, because I've seen Jesus, and Jesus is a white guy with long hair like Doofus." And the only biblical reference we have to a description of Jesus is that he has hair like wool.
And what else?
Bronze skin.
How straight out of a what?
Straight out of a furnace, I believe.
Damn right. Damn right.
So
straight like that. So I mean that's yeah.
So somewhere along the way, everything's been kind of whitewashed.
Yeah, my point, and I asked you that because you asked me a question, and I felt like you asked me basically. Well, go ahead and ask it again, because I just wanted to I just wanted to make sure we was on the same page.
Okay,
you brought up the word whitewashing.
Yeah, I said that they're trying to whitewash what happened in America as far as slavery by changing what's taught in history.
Right.
And there's a quote from 1984 that whoever controls the present controls the past. Because if you control the present,
what did they say about history? Whoever survived, it's his story.
It's his story, right? And as far as wars go, it's taught by the winner. You don't get both sides of a story in most cases in history.
While we're on that right there, if you can go back 5,000-6,000 years and look at a category of people that have been at war and still to this day they have held on to a belief, they have held on to a God that not only that they believe, but other nations will take from their God, paint their God and their Christ as in their image. Everybody, look at every single nation. The white man has a God in his image. The Asian, the Chinese man, the Japanese man, the African man, all these different nations outside of the most oppressed people, Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians.
Okay.
Especially the tribe of Judah that went through the transatlantic slave trade.
Okay.
Go ahead, man.
No, I'm looking at the chat real quick here. I'm lost in translation. The religious terminology is confusing. This subject really needs to be dummied down for me. I'm just being honest. And
It's to be spoon fed, just like the scriptures say. Just like somebody that wants to come to me and they want to join the school. It's not to be force fed, just as the scripture said, just like Christ says. It's just to be spoon fed.
okay,
you know,
you mentioned Grandmaster Jay and NFAC, and the NFAC. It
good
was
times, boy. Those were some times, Barry. Boy, that was some that air the air I was breathing with my brothers. Then, boy,
it was intense. It was an incredibly intense time.
sheesh.
But anyway, according to Jay, to be in that group, you have to be melanated, right? Okay, is it that way with your organization?
Absolutely not.
Okay,
We are not. It's not colorism.
okay.
You have grandmaster.
I'm kind of
Yeah,
trying
yeah.
to dummy it. I'm
Let me
kind
just
of
let me just make it real clear. I think I could be wrong, but let me just try to get straight to the point. You got people like Grandmaster Jay, a very wisdomatic person, very smart, spiritually out there. You
okay.
say shalom. Well, you say shalom. We know. I know shalom is Yiddish. I say shalom, which is the Paleo ancient Hebrew. You say shalom, and then you get to talking about then you then you get to talking about Egyptology, and then you get to talking about Islam. You're universal. You're the definition of basically Christianity. You know what I'm saying? Like you're whatever. I'm not even gonna put it. You're tripping. In my eyes, now that I know the truth, all you look at is color. You know what I'm saying?
You're talking
You
about
look
grandma.
at if you just look at color, you're gonna be looking at someone that oppressed you because he with the Marcus Garvey, the transit
Okay, you're
the
talking about Jay.
yes, absolutely.
Okay, all right.
The Pan African Marcus Garvey, the red, black, and
Mm-hmm.
green. Let me just let it be very clear, um I know Spike's coming home soon, you know,
Yeah.
but through this shit, excuse my language, but one of my brothers, Otha Wallace, someone else that I met through these crazy times, you
Ozone.
know, much more cooler with Spike, but a Levite, Otho being a Haitian, and I know that Haitians through archaeology, history, science, the Bible. If you want to check out who the Haitians are, they are of the tribe of Levi. I, I'm hoping the best for my brother, but through the wrong guidance. If he was under the guidance of his nation and not under Commander General Yohana, and not the only thing I have to say about Grandmaster Jay that I do not agree with it was where he was at spiritually. And what you're speaking on right now, colorism. He'll take an Asian. You know what I'm saying? Anybody with color, anybody melanated, we ain't no.
Okay.
Nah.
All right. You mentioned Spike. You mentioned Othel Wallace. I'm gonna have another conversation with Othel coming up here in a couple of weeks as we get into the holidays. We've had him on by phone. Gosh, it's probably been a couple of months now. And they were supposed to be doing a fundraiser, and I was waiting to talk to him until they were doing the fundraiser, and I never heard back on the fundraiser. But I'm
I
gonna
met
have
that
him.
I met that man one time. You know, me and Kenta, me and Spike, you know, we definitely more acquainted, you know what I'm saying? I met Otha Wall I met Otha one time, I met Ozone one time, you know, and it wasn't even say me. If I wouldn't even remember who he was if he wasn't going through what he's going through.
Yeah,
Let me just say it that way. Like
yeah,
if he wasn't going through what he's going through, I wouldn't know him. You know what I'm saying? But
yeah,
damn, I remember him, and I'm good with faces. You know what I'm saying?
and that's why I respect you because you're truthful. I mean, a lot of people would say, "Oh yeah, Othel, Othel, my brother, we gone through this, we've gone through that,"
Nah.
and
But
you.
when I don't mean to cut you off, Barry, my
No, that's
bad.
cool.
But when Spike get home, cause he gonna be home soon.
Mm-hmm.
When Spike get home, he'll let you know,
Okay,
and you know my stance. When all that shit was going on, I was on federal supervision.
I know.
And that for everybody, I can't see it, but and I don't even care. I watch this shit later. But for everybody that think they got something to say about check and dig this. I, they watching that. Hey, check and dig this. I've been to the feds. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I've been to federal prison and I've been on federal supervision and I'm free off of it now. But trust and dig, I got an FBI number, so I know they on my ass. And the
Yeah.
organization I represent, the Southern Poverty Law Center, consider us a hate group just for specifically teaching blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians are the true Jews that the Bible speak on. We have no violence. We have nothing bad on our background.
You just
We
have an
help.
alternative view of history and philosophy.
Alternative is,
Uh,
I mean,
as far as from traditional.
oh, absolutely. But
Okay.
it, what the reason I said it how I said it is because
It's not alternative to you, it's the truth to you. But
well,
the
what the
reason it's threatening.
anybody that digs into it is well. Let me ask you one question, Barry. Just between me and you, despite how many people are here.
Just between me and you.
Do you believe in
Oh,
different truths, or do you believe in a truth?
I believe in a truth.
Damn right.
When it
Me
comes
too.
to when it comes to when it comes to salvation, uh, when it comes to what I hope happens to my, let's call it a soul when I die, I believe there is but one truth. And I don't believe it has anything to do with color. I don't believe it has anything to do with church. I believe the Bible instructs us pretty clearly to find our own salvation through our own paths. And everybody's.
Do you believe just from your you have a background in the church? Do you believe that the law, statutes, and commandments
Hold on, just
that
okay. Never mind. Somebody sent me a quick message on something and it disappeared. I missed the question.
I, I didn't finish? Go ahead, do your thing.
No, I'm good. What was your question?
Do
Do I?
do you believe that the laws, statutes, and commandments that were given to Moses that were specifically for Israel? Do you
Uh,
well okay, hold on. The law, statutes, and commandments that were given to Moses, do you believe that how it's written in the Bible and do you I mean in the laws of Leviticus, what do you believe that they were for every other nation? And this is what I have to. This is my thing.
Okay.
Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians have been the most oppressed, and it was promised to us because we have fallen short of the law, statutes, and commandments given to us, taking on ways of other nations, celebrating other things, taking on
Mm-hmm.
paganism.
Mm-hmm.
Um, it was told what would happen to us, and it's exactly what has happened to us. So that's my point of view.
Okay. All right. To answer your question, I believe that the Ten Commandments were given to Moses for the people of Israel. And I believe that when Jesus came, it was to allow other nations to have that same potential love from God that he has for his chosen people. If if the individual so chooses. So I'm much more of a spiritualist than a religious. I mean, that's what I've been told anyway. So that's where
Right?
I'm at.
Would you be able? Because I would be able to show you. I have the King James in my phone, 1611 King James. What I read from, I could show you in the scriptures where Christ made it clear He only came for the lost sheep of Israel. Um, would you be able to show me? And another example, he said that, and then he also told a Philistine woman, which we know a Philistine is one of the tribes of Ham, which would be an African, along with the Cushites. Um, anyway, Philistine is someone who David destroyed. You think
Mm-hmm.
of a Philistine when you think of a Philistine, think of
That's
someone like the Kembe Mutombo or
Goliath,
some.
right?
It said he was a giant. He was,
Right.
just like the Kembe. Anyway, my King David, and just understand that I don't know where people get a star out of 5, 6, 8 temple. That the Dawa, the King David's name is Dawa Da in the Hebrew. The Da in the Hebrew is a triangle. That's where this 6,000 plus year so-called Star of David, which is the shield of David, the shield is the same thing that kings when they seal their little stamp in the candle wax or whatever. This is the king. This is the throne, just like it says in the scriptures. Christ will sit on his throne of David. Anyway, I mean, like I said, it's not to be force fed, it's to be spoon fed. But I'm passionate about
Can
it.
can you show it on your sleeve? It'll show up better. The the shield of David. There you go. Yeah.
Oh, just look at
For
the Israeli flag. I mean,
yeah, I'm just saying it for those that it may be hard to see in your ear.
right, right. Oh
Yeah.
yeah. Mm,
Yeah. So basically it's two triangles laid over each other.
it's the Dawah Da. The Once
The
again,
shield of David.
how you say King David's name in the Hebrew is Dawah Da. The Da in the Hebrew is you got the Abba Ga Da Ha Wa Za Ka Ha. You got the Lashon Kodash, the Hebrew alphabet. The Da is a triangle. He took his first name and inverted it. And that's that's where that's where this shield that's where this came from. You got the Temple of Kippur. That's one of the temples that Christ taught in. And on every single one of the pillars is the shield of David. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Christ is of the seed of David.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, look, I'm just gonna say that
Yeah.
much.
All right, man. Um, will you come back on again? Because I know we're going to have people wanting to that are going to have follow up questions, and if they do, and if they want to reach out to you before we have you back on again, is there some way people can get a hold of you if they would like to either talk with you or have some questions with you, or if they'd like to have you on their platforms, how do people get a hold of you?
Absolutely. You see the name Shamashawan Yahweh. That's my Facebook. ISUPK Indianapolis. You know,
ISUPK Indianapolis.
absolutely. ISUPK.com. Once again, the ISUPK is under Commander General Yohana, 125th Street, Harlem, New York. Um, you know, we teach that blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians are the true Jews that the Bible speak on. You know, we know that our people are oppressed. We know that our people are out here killing each other. You know, we know the plays. We know what we need to do. You know, um, this brotherhood has saved my life. You know, I come from a background where I was the only child. I'm from Indianapolis. It's ugly out here. Growing up out here, just with a single white mother on the far east side of Post Road. It coming up in Warren Central High. It's been one. But now I have good guidance. Now I have a good brotherhood. Now I have good counsel. Now I have a good father figure. You know what I'm
You
saying?
you went to
Now I know how
Warren's.
to
You went to Warren Central.
Warriors, baby.
Yeah, Warren Central Warriors down in the very southeast corner of Marion County, and dominant sports teams back in the
Southeast.
day.
It's on 16th and it's on the east side, far east side.
Yeah, that's what I said. The southeast part of Marion County.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah.
I wouldn't consider it southeast. So big. 16th and Post.
Doesn't it go all the way down to the Hancock County line now? The school district? Doesn't it butt up to like New Palestine as far as where the high schools,
The
where the
district,
dividing
I
line?
wouldn't be able to tell you. The
Yeah,
district,
I think the district does now.
yeah, probably. You probably right about the district. I wouldn't know about the district. I just
Yeah.
know about the campus.
Oh, where the yeah, the actual school is at what, 16 in Post?
Yeah, in between
Okay.
16th and 21st.
Yeah, it's a big place.
Yeah.
Yeah. As far, I mean, it's, I
My
went
my
to.
freshman year, it was like 1,200 new freshmen.
That's what I was going to say. I went to a school. I had 85 in my graduating class. So, and that's for real, man.
Right.
Warren Central's massive, compared to where I went to school.
Hey
But
Barry, I do want to say, I know we're getting to the end of this. I do want to say I appreciate you having me on. I've been with you from the beginning.
I
Um,
know.
hey, and this is where we at. I seen you grown, man. Keep up the hard work, cause I don't know if anybody's told you lately, but you're making a difference, dog.
Oh,
And
thank
you're in
you.
a fucked up place. Excuse my language. I know where I'm at. I know where I was born. I'm in Indiana. I know where I'm at. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
I know I'm in the heart of the hate. I,
yeah,
I know that most of the people from January 6th, I know most of them is from Indiana. You know, I know Proud Boys, Oath Keepers, 3% and 7. I know all them. I know my surroundings.
yeah.
And I don't even need to bring it up. You spoke on a fear factor. And my thing is the people that's scared of something, if you're scared of something, just look in the mirror because you're scared of your damn self. You feel me?
I feel you, man. And that's a great way to end it. Thank you for coming on here, brother. We'll get together in person here soon off camera, all right?
Hey, first beer is on me.
All right. All right. Second one's on me. And then I got to drive home because I don't want to get arrested.
That's why we got Ubers.
That's why we got Ubers. All right, brother. Thank you for coming on here. We'll see you soon.
Good to hear from you, man.
Be blessed. Shalom.
Peace. Shalom.
Peace. All right. Thank you all. Very incredibly interesting conversation that I've been looking forward to starting. And that was just a start because this is incredibly complex. And as somebody said in the chat, and as I read, not only I need to be spoon fed to understand it's a completely different philosophy, a completely different way of looking at things than is traditional. And it doesn't mean we have to agree. It doesn't mean we have to disagree. It doesn't mean we even have to explore it. Just the fact that we are willing, you as viewers are willing to sit and listen to us talk about this, I applaud you. I thank you for being open-minded, and I love you for that. And that's what makes our audience unique, is that we've got some thinkers out there and some people that are willing to just get outside the box for a little bit and listen to somebody else, and listen to somebody else's views. And again, I thank you for that, and I totally respect all of you out there. Okay, my camera went blurry. Hang on. Yeah, it did. I see that. I got to get a new camera. I got to get a bunch of new stuff here. I need to sell some books so I can get some equipment. There we go. All right. Wow, and to think I fought for our freedoms to see what's going on in here. That's totally pathetic and sad. I'm not sure what's going on in here in the chat that's pathetic and sad. But I do want to say thank you, Jeff, because I know you're a veteran, and it is officially Veterans Day now, 12:43 a.m., the 11th day of November, 2022. So all of you out there that are veterans, thank you very much. And of course, we do acknowledge veterans on Veterans Day. We need to acknowledge them more often than that, in my opinion. Rum Rose, thank you, and good night to you as well. Okay. Thank you, Hellraiser. Patricia, thank you for being on here. Adorable Deplorables. Your mods are being disrespectful to people asking to be disrespected. Skater dude, you can think differently, talk differently, but love and compassion and hugs and word love says it all. Yeah, all you need is love. We need to talk about racism. Also need to call out those spewing racism, no matter their color. Hi, Lori Arnold. Yes, indeed, I totally agree with that. Thank you, Lori K. Come on, doofus, you hate being a white man now? No. I don't hate myself at all. I don't, no, that's not it at all. I'm trying to learn. Always trying to learn. We have been respectful. You have not. Okay, I'm not sure who that's directed at. Freebird, thank you. Oomph, thank you. All right. Thank you all, honestly. And we're going to get out of here coming up on an hour, actually an hour and 45 minutes. And this is one that I'd like to have people rewatch that couldn't make it live. Casey, thank you for being here. Mike, Easily Distracted, Max, Mindbender, Lori, Sissy, thank you all. And we will be back. Let's see. Later on today, it's Veterans Day. I'm going to try to do an in real life, an IRL. I'm going to try to get out and do something live at a local veterans park here. So look for that sometime coming up later on this afternoon. I won't be on tomorrow night. I won't be on Saturday. We will be back Sunday night at 11 p.m. And I hope you'll join us. And love you all. And until next time, I will just say peace because I'm getting blurry. My camera's getting blurry again. So thank you all for being here. And thanks, True, for coming out. Lori Arnold. Lori, text me here in a few minutes. All right. I got a couple of things I want to talk to you about. Again, thank you all. Love you. Peace. We'll see you Sunday night at 11 o'clock and probably live later on this afternoon on the American Doofus channel. This has been another edition of Late Night in America.